Broadcasting live from the Is It Boiler Works on the plain of Ravnica, this is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome to Tap Tap Concede. I'm Graham.
I'm Cameron.
I'm James.
I was wondering who's going
to be rude.
Who's going to break first? Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I said my name.
Yeah.
This week on...
Smart.
It's a little bit of a potpourri episode this week on Tap Tap Concede. Cam's going to talk a bit about his current standard deck. James and I are going to talk about the Modern Masters streamer draft. But first, we're going to crack a pack. We've got some new ones in here. Picked up at GP Vegas. And I hopefully sound less like death than I did at that point. Oh, no, the Sharpie's rubbing off on this one on the bottom.
Uh-oh.
All right.
All right. Roll it. I'll roll it in my hands.
That's sure.
It's a 12.
Okay. All right.
That is insufficiently randomized. Judge.
4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Oh,
Oh, crap.
Well, this is fine actually because
Yep.
we were going to do a second crack pack.
This is where I stopped playing.
Really?
Yeah.
Went at Fallen Empires.
I bought a lot of Fallen Empires, and then I bought a couple of packs of Ice Age, and I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
This was given to us by Mike at PAX East.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Screw you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, way to go.
This is 8 tradable game cards from this pack of Fallen Empires, which has flavor text.
Ooh.
In the southern oceans of Dominia Prime.
Dominia or Dominia?
No, Dominia, they renamed it.
Oh.
Lay a continent of great kingdoms far from the war between Urza and Mishra. The lands of Sarpadia prospered. But as the climate changed, resources dwindled and empires crumbled. Hideous new species arose in the forests and seas, forcing the Sarpadians to fight for their very survival. Recruit these toughened warriors and vicious predators for your duels, but beware lest you fare no better than the fallen empires.
I began to think every pack of Fallen Empires I bought was a pack of Apple stock that I didn't. That was released at roughly the same time.
Oh, yeah.
This is back when Apple stock...
That was the bad investment.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Let's see what we got in this pack of 8 cards.
Actually, that is a rad card from this set.
I can't pronounce this at all.
Svelunite. Svelunite.
Svelunite Priest.
Mhm.
Svyeluni. Svelunite. It's a 1 and a blue for a 1/1 merfolk
Sure.
that has this ability, blue, and tap. Target creature may not be the target of spells or effects until end of next turn. Use this ability only during your upkeep.
This card is terrible.
I thought you said it was good.
No, I said this card was rad.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
mean it's good. I played the hell out of this card.
That is an important difference.
Went
Okay.
back when I was playing Merfolk Tribal in school, and they would always be like, in response, I lightning bolt you,
Yep.
or I lightning bolt your Lord of Atlantis, and I'd be like, but it's got can't be no. They're like, well, this happens first.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see how fast we can get through this pack.
All right.
Well, there's only 8 cards in it.
It's balm time. It's the Balm of Restoration,
Bow.
which is an artifact for 2 colorless mana. And for 1 mana and tap it, sacrifice Balm of Restoration to gain 2 life or prevent up to 2 damage to any player or creature. That is not...
This is bad, too.
This is also bad, yeah.
They had a lot of bad cards in this set. Yes, Paul?
That's your rare, by the way.
Oh, what? How is that the rare?
I mean, well, rarity in Fallen Empires is a little weird. It was part of the thing where there's no actual rares.
Yeah.
But that is the U1, which is the more uncommon.
Right.
All right.
Wow. All right. Hey, it's...
A playable card?
It's recently keyworded. It's
Oh.
Goblin War Drums.
Oh.
Now is Menace.
Yeah, 2 and a red for an enchantment. Each attacking creature you control, that opponent chooses to block, may not be blocked with fewer than 2 creatures. This is the first time this was printed.
One of the cards with multiple art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we have a different one than is on screen right now.
Yeah, we have the one with 2 goblins playing drums.
Well, oh, I see. But
Ours is more of a taiko drum.
But yeah, this is the madcap skills, or or the Goblin War Drums ability, as people call it. That's just recently been turned into Menace, in Magic Origins.
So this has the Oracle text on this is weird because the Oracle text is just each creature you control can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures.
Yeah, which is how that's worded now.
But for some reason, Goblin War Drums felt it. Originally they felt it important to note that it was creatures that your opponent chooses to block.
Oh, that's true. I guess that would technically make a difference if you were doing like that creature
With,
has to
like,
block.
with like lures.
Yeah,
or-
like that creature has to block this creature. Well, I didn't choose to, so yeah.
I guess.
But they obviously oracled that to not matter.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Oh, right, Homerids. Mm-hmm. Homerid warrior.
Lobsterman.
4 and a blue for a 3/3 Homerid. And has this ability for a single blue mana. Homerid warrior may not be the target of spells or abilities until end of turn and does not untap as normal during your next untap phase. If Homerid warrior is untapped, tap it.
What the?
Okay, the art that's on screen is my favorite because it's just a giant hermit crab with a spear.
Yeah.
The one on my card is a lobster man fighting an orange snake.
Can you imagine the art direction for these
Yeah,
it
cards
is.
where it's like, we want the Homerids to be like these horrible monsters from the deep ocean that are emerging now that it's becoming cold out. And
Yeah.
like they have they're lobster-like.
Yeah.
Lobstermen. Gotcha.
Yeah. And someone returns a Doctor Who enemy from the 60s.
Yeah.
So 2 things with that. One, obviously it's now a warrior as well as a Homerid.
Of course.
The other thing is because tapping is not actually part of the cost of doing that ability.
Yeah.
That means so you can use that ability as many times as you want, or even if he's already tapped,
Huh.
Yeah.
he just stays tapped.
Sure.
So you can use like even though he doesn't.
Does it say now that it gains Shroud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Halfway there.
All right, this one's way better.
Okay.
Order of Light Burr.
Oh,
a-
Pump Knights.
Yeah, it's white for a 2/1 cleric. So presumably a cleric knight now. Or soldier, I guess. I don't think knight is a subtype.
No, Knights are a subtype.
Okay. With protection from black. And for a single white, you can give it first strike until end of turn. And for double white, you can give it +1/+0 until end of turn. Order of Leitbur. Leitbur. There he is. Or there she is. Oh, mine's a dude. Mine's a dude with a big old red shield with a sun on it. There he is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Order of Leitbur. The powers of the corrupt will fade before the fury of the pure. Attributed to Bethan Leitbur. So
Okay.
anyway, this guy's sweet. This is actually good.
Yeah.
Armor Thrall. Gross looking. 2 and a black for a Thrall. It's a 1/3. Tap it. Sacrifice Armor Thrall to put a +1/+2 counter on a target creature.
What?
That's such a weird counter.
I almost would like this card more if it was a +1/+3 counter.
yeah.
So you're getting
Yeah.
the power and toughness of the Thrall.
The one
Yeah.
that I have is just a guy with spikes coming out of every possible part of his body. That thing.
Yeah, Ron
He's even got
Spencer.
one coming out like the bottom of his left foot, so I don't know how he's supposed to stand properly.
The Thralls were specifically bred. I'm not sure they ever existed in nature.
Yeah.
But a +1/+2 counter is really weird. Mm-hmm. Like now, this would probably be templated to like be sacrifice Armor Thrall, attach Armor Thrall as an enchantment to target creature or something like that.
They did a there was a cycle of the not cycle, there was a whole Lycids. The Lycids were creatures that turned into enchantments.
Oh.
This is well before Bestow and Theros Block.
Right.
And there was one that was like the alluring Lycid or something that it was a creature, but then you do a thing and you turn it into a mind control.
Oh.
And then you'd get it. And then if they tried to kill the creature or kill the thing, then you could go bloop and have it jump off and it would turn back into a creature.
That's actually kind of neat.
Yeah, Lycids were really weird. Lycid if you're interested in looking up Lycids. Yeah, Dominating Lycid, that's the one. Yeah, so it's 1 blue for a 1/1, and then for 1 blue and tap, Dominating Lycid loses this ability and becomes a creature enchantment that says gain control of enchanted creature instead of any other type of permanent, and then you move it onto a creature and then you can pay 1 blue
That's so
to end the
weird.
effect. So you pay 1 blue, and you just go, whoop, this is mine now.
Yeah.
And then they go, well, I'm going to sacrifice the creature. And then you go, oh, okay. You pay 1, whoop, and goes back.
Okay.
Well, no, because you can't do it in response. But
The Oracle is way simpler on this one. It just
please
says,
read it.
for Listed, it's just 1 blue tap. Dominating Listed loses this ability and becomes an aura enchantment with enchant creature. Attach it to target creature. You may play blue to end this effect. And then the actual just stuff on the card is you control enchanted creature.
Right.
So even when it's a creature, it has the ability you control enchanted creature, but that doesn't do anything most of the time.
All right, what's
Weird.
next?
Ication Scout.
Okay.
So 1/1 for 1.
Yep.
And for a single colorless, and tap it, target creature gains first strike until end of turn.
It's not the worst. It's probably like the second best card in the pack so far.
How have I never noticed this before? The background for the text box on these white cards is lace.
Yeah.
It is literally just like someone's doily or
Yeah.
tablecloth.
Huh. Well, I think you could be forgiven for not having looked too closely at these cards.
But look at the text box.
yeah.
It's also really hard to read.
Yeah.
That's way cooler art.
Yeah. This guy seems like the kind of thing that would be like a D printed in a modern set. Like I could see something like this being printed.
Yeah.
Well, and with so they all have like nice perfect squares, except for black, right?
Which is all burned and stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the green's a plank of wood, so it's got wood on the edges.
Right.
This one's actually interesting. This is Elven Fortress. It's a single green mana for an enchantment. For 1 and a green, target blocking creature gets +1 until end of turn. So it gets big blocking butts.
Okay.
The size and obvious fortress walls often misled foes. Actually, the elves enchanted the forest itself to provide the first line of defense with tangling vines and stinging thorns.
Okay.
I'll take the Order of
I'll take
Leitbur.
the
I'll
Order
take
of
the Order of
Leitbur and then
Leitbur as well,
burn the
please.
rest of the pack.
Ask you to roll that again.
All right.
Thank
we
you,
go.
Mike. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, blast from the past.
Hut.
Oh. I don't buy that this is random even for a second.
14.
Sure.
I don't know the order of the packs. It's random enough.
10, 12. So are we counting that as still being in here?
Oh, technically we should have added another pack, right, to get it back up to 20.
Yeah. Well, we'll do. Oh God.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
bad.
Oh, crap, it's Japanese.
This is gonna take us.
All right.
Oh boy. So
Okay.
this was given to us by Devon at PAX East. This is Invasion in Japanese.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Collector's number.
Collector's number, right.
Thank you, Paul. I forgot we've done this before. All right. So we're going to be doing a lot of reading off the monitor and going, wow, that's cool art.
I'm not sure we're going to be doing a lot of that.
I don't know the prices, or I don't know
All
right.
That's a bronze golem.
It is 301, number 301. This guy looks sweet. Wait,
You
does it?
sacrifice him for
Oh, wait, we start.
mana,
Wait, we
right?
start with the uncommons.
Or no, it's a golem
Okay.
of
because it goes uncommon, rare.
Right. Okay. I want to be surprised. So actually, sorry, we'll come back to him.
as attendant. Yeah.
We're going to start with collector's number 65. It is not a creature, but it casts for blue, and it has a dragon looking sad at the mountains. It is phantasmal terrain, blue land enchantment. As it comes into play, choose a basic land type. Enchanted land is a land of that type.
Fixing.
Kind of.
Terrible fixing.
Or hosing.
Yeah.
Or hosing,
Be
yeah.
like, oh, you've only got your one plains? Your plains
It's
is
a mountain now.
forest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like, spreading seas at 1 and a blue was a thing because it turned on your island walkers,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's cute.
Island Walk. Interesting. Okay.
Although that's not a thing anymore. Now I'm sad.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should play more Legacy.
We spoiled the last card with Land Walk.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to Cam on Twitter the other day.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Catch you at the crossroads, Dirtle.
Yeah.
Road to Neverland.
To be clear, what they said is that Land Walk, like Island Walk, Plains Walk, that whole thing, is no longer an evergreen mechanic, meaning it's not just something that's going to always show up, and it probably going forward it probably won't appear unless they specifically bring it back for a very certain reason in a set.
Well,
I mean,
obviously
like-
you bring back turtle for every
Obviously.
set from now on.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, apart
it has
from
to
him.
live on.
Collector's number 155. This is 1 and a red for an angry ogre punches robo-skeletons.
Or Maniacal Rage.
Maniacal Rage. Creature enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and can't block. It's not quite as good as Goblin Warpaint, because Warpaint gives it haste.
And Warpaint's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this can also just take a blocker out of the way to swing in for lethal.
Yeah. Yeah, combo. There you go.
It's not great, but it has multiple functions.
The combo, by the way, is swinging for lethal.
Swinging for
Yeah.
lethal.
Combos with
and
an
stopping
alpha strike,
your
yeah.
one blocker. Okay.
All right. Number 211. This is, I'm going to say it's a worm. It's a 4/4 worm for 4 and a green. And specifically, it is the Serpentine Kavu, so I'm wrong, because it's a Kavu.
Close enough.
Serpentine Kavu has this, so it's green, but it has this activated ability. For a single red mana, Serpentine Kavu gains haste until end of turn.
And with a nice reminder, it may attack and tap the turn it comes under your control. Mm-hmm. It's good to know.
So he's really scary looking.
That's kind of interesting, actually. That seems fine, right? Like, I would have no problem playing
4/4 for 5.
a 4/4
and then if
for
you
5
have the
that-
mana, you can give it.
Yeah,
haste,
and
sure.
if you're in green-red, I would gladly take a...
So of course,
4/4 with
invasion
haste
is
for
when
6.
Phyrexia starts.
I think it actually, the invasion begins in plane shift. But yes, this is the Phyrexian invasion in full swing.
Yeah, and it's of Yavimaya, and then Yavimaya just creates the Kavu.
Yeah.
And the Kavu are the only thing that can fight Phyrexians, basically. Interesting. This guy's fun. Collector's number 215. He's a 1/1 for a single green, and he has 2 activated abilities.
Thornscape Apprentice.
Thornscape Apprentice. He's a wizard. For a white and tap target creature. For a red and tap, target creature gains first strike until end of turn.
This card seems legit.
This is much better than Ication Scout, even though it has a very similar ability. But it's just super flexible. You can use it on defense or on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Thornscape Apprentice. Thornscape, yeah, so there was these different sort of cycles somewhat in line with the shards.
Yeah, they're allied colored.
And Thornscape was green, red, white.
Yeah, so Naya colored. And then there was Stormscape was the blue one,
And there's Nightscape.
which was black. Stormscape was red, and white was
Because I remember Nightscape Familiar is one that it's a black creature that made blue
Yeah.
and red spells cheaper.
Yeah.
I played in my Pauper Commander deck.
Right. Anyway,
I forget what the white one was called, but I remember the
Yeah, there he is.
familiar showed a castle wall with like this vine growing along it.
Wasn't Nightscape Familiar in...
it was in the first Modern Masters.
was in the first
because
Modern
it was
Masters, yeah.
it helped the Storm deck.
Yeah.
Right, now we're up at collector's number 86, back in Invasion. It is a 2/2. I'm going to say Serpent.
Yeah, probably.
I remember this guy. He has multi-kicker.
Oh, he does.
You were correct.
It's the
Or no, sorry, just kicker.
Voldalian Serpent, 2/2 for 3 and a blue, which is
Sarpedia represent.
pretty bad, because it also can't attack unless defending player controls an island.
Huzzah!
Yes, but if you pay the kicker for 2, it comes into play with 4 +1/+1 counters. So it's a 2/2 for 4. That's bad. Or it's a 6/6 for 6. That in blue, that's way better.
Yeah.
But it still can't
It still
attack
can't
unless they
attack,
control an
yeah.
island. So
Well, you better take the
I mean, this thing
Whatever
wheels.
that thing was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it wheels, right?
It should.
So you first pick this, you take this, combo.
combo time. Let's see what number 126 is. This is some sort of sorcery. It's 2 and a black
it has a parenthetical.
for Tainted Wall. No, it's another land enchantment.
Huh.
When Tainted Wall comes into play, draw a card.
Is that an A or an E?
What?
It's Tainted Well.
Oh, Tainted Well. I'm sorry. When Tainted Well comes into play, draw a card. Enchanted Land is a swamp.
Okay.
It's not great.
So,
Well, at least it's another card.
yeah, I mean, it replaces itself and can maybe hose your... Okay, it seems bad.
Yeah, I got nothing here.
Yeah.
Although that does mean you can enchant any land and make it a swamp. So even like multi-lands or special utility lands, you can just be like, swamp.
Yeah.
Collector's number 117. It is a 3/3 scary-looking Phyrexian dude for 4 and a black.
Is he
With
playing?
a wild guitar.
The Phyrexian
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Reaper. Whenever Phyrexian Reaper becomes blocked by a green creature, destroy that creature and it can't be regenerated. That is an oddly specific ability.
That is an interesting ability. I mean, it's still.
And then he, like,
Then he just shreds.
a wild solo.
What is he
Yeah.
actually holding?
I think it's a gun?
It looks like
Or
a gun.
drill?
Like a drill gun? A harpoon gun. Maybe it's a harpoon gun
All right.
with, like, knives on it.
Sure.
Number two,
Moving right along.
number 217. This is a pretty straightforward looking card, and there's not very much text on it. 2 and a green for a. Uh-oh.
Can you guess this one? You know this card.
Is it Explore? No.
Tranquility?
2 and a
Yeah.
green. Oh, it is Tranquility.
Tranquility.
Yes. Destroy all enchantments. Sorcery. All right. The plagues robbed Dominaria of all but its dreams.
Eladamiri.
Eladamiri hoped
yeah.
dreams were enough.
Eladamri.
They
sorry.
weren't.
Eladamri.
Eladamri,
Right.
right.
Eladamri's call.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. Number 40. This looks like this could be another creature enchantment. I'm not entirely sure. It's 3 and a white, whatever it is. I used to be able to recognize what instant and sorcery was. But this is, yes, a creature enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each basic land type among lands you control. So this is in the domain deck,
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah.
I don't know if domain was a keyword at this point. I
No,
don't think
it wasn't.
was. But this could be in a. I feel like in a normal deck in this format, this could be +3/+3.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It's not.
He's oracled to domain as well.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh.
I think Domain first showed up in Mirrodin, though. As a guess.
I think it was earlier than that. Sunburst was mirrored.
Oh, right. Yes. No. Duh.
This is another creature enchantment, isn't it? Compare the type line. It is. Number 37. This is like Shackles. I think this is
Arrest?
actually Shackles.
It's Shackles,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, it is actually just Shackles. 2 and a white. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step, and for a single white mana, return Shackles to its owner's hand. So it doesn't tap the creature, but you can keep a tapped creature tapped down. Right, now we're back to Bronze Golem here, number 301.
Or, sorry, it's
Or whatever it's called.
Daragaz's attendant.
Right.
Yeah, there were a cycle of these guys for each one of the enemy-colored wedges dragons.
Right. This is not the guy that looks literally like Iron Man,
Or
but there's one that does.
Oh, there definitely
Yeah.
is one. Yeah.
So he's a 3/3 artifact creature for 5. You can pay 1 and sacrifice him to add black, red, green to your mana pool. So you can
sorry, not the shards.
you can jund him out. No, this is
No, yeah, this is a shard, not earlier I said it was wedges.
Oh, okay. I said shards. And
Jund
you-
him out?
No, I said shards, and you agreed with me. You were
yes.
correct.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Well, because you said
I
Naya
like being right.
before. You
Yeah,
said,
Naya. Except, yeah, it's wrong. I was
One of the other attendants super looks like Iron Man. Do you know? Is it possible to find which attendant that might be? They're all artifact, like they're all 3/3s for 5. That guy.
there he
Wow.
is.
Look, it's just actual Iron Man. It's Crosis's attendant. Crosis's. I believe, depending
I
on
hate
what
that
style guide you
apostrophe
use.
S.
Yeah, depending on your style guide, it should be CROSIS apostrophe.
Yeah.
Leave it, but who knows?
No, they did this again with Rakdos's return.
Oh, this guy. This guy looks like a Pokemon. Look at the art. Compare that art and the art that we're looking at here to this art, and this card looks like a Pokemon. It's number
Yeah, wow.
274.
Wayne England has come a long way.
Gotta catch them all.
Wayne England has come a long, long
there
way.
he is. It's a
the
sinking serpent.
Slinking serpent. It's a 2/3 for 2 green black with Forest Walk.
Sure. It seems super in character for green black or blue
It's
black.
like so colorful and flat.
Yeah.
Like the artwork is so flat.
The image on the screen is actually not doing it justice. It's a lot
Yeah.
brighter in real person.
Yeah,
It's weird.
It looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
All right.
Goblin about to be cut in half. Number 167. He's about to be sliced completely in twain.
So one and a
One
red.
and a red for an enchantment? What is this?
So many enchantments.
I think it's an enchantment.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 in a red, so it's 1 in a red to play it. It's a Sheave and Harvest. And then it has an activated ability for 1 in a red and sacrifice a creature to destroy target non-basic land.
It's interesting. I don't know how relevant that would be, but
I assume there's a bunch of non-basic lands in the set because you would kind of need it for all the fixing.
There were... I want to say
Oh, do
this
we
is
have
the
a foil?
set that, like, Caldera
Oh,
was in. Like, the... God, I don't
I missed a common actually. It's all, and it is a land. It's number 328.
Oh, I think these were pain lands that entered the battlefield tapped.
It's a land that has 2 different tap abilities. And it's a
Sulfur
sulfur
vent.
vent.
Oh, it's sulfur
That's
vent.
what that is.
Oh.
So yeah, it comes into play tapped, and you tap to add a black, and then you can tap and sacrifice sulfur vent to add a red and a blue.
that's interesting. Sure.
Weird. Okay.
And a rare.
rare is another enchantment. It is number 259, and it casts for 1 red green, and it's a gold card, and it's got a guy pulling goop out of the floor with a stick.
Overabundance.
Overabundance. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 additional mana to their mana pool of the same type, and overabundance deals 1 damage to him or her.
So, mana barbs? Question mark?
Is this the same as mana barbs?
No, well, I mean, like, the second clause is, but you get extra mana out of it.
Well, you get extra mana out of this.
No, yeah, you get extra mana out of overabundance, but not mana barbs.
I assume by the same type they mean like a type that land could produce. Because
Yeah.
say you tap one of the bounce lands from Ravnica,
Right.
adding 1 mana of the same type. What's the same
Oh.
type as a Gruul Turf, right?
Oh, this was also when mana burn was still a thing.
Was it?
I think
God,
so.
Probably. Interesting.
All right.
Weird.
Well, those were the cracker packs.
Wait, what are we taking out of this pack?
Covenant? Serpent? Hoping to get the wheel on the...
On the blue land enchantment. And just go for it.
the Phyrexian guy? The familiar?
Probably I'd take the familiar.
Or the mage?
Or the shackles.
I'm going to take Shackles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about shackles.
Or Tranquility, because it kills like half this pack.
Right.
Yeah, but a lot of it's not playable. So,
But these are the cards that you have.
yeah, I'm going to take shackles. Of course, Tranquility kills it, but, you know, that's fine.
You know what? This is the Phyrexian invasion. I'm taking the Phyrexian dude.
All right.
There's no other good black in this pack.
There are-
Cut black.
There are 7 enchantments in this pack.
That's a lot of enchantments.
Yeah.
I'm cutting black.
That was a weird set of cracker packs.
Yeah, it was. That was super
We'll
weird.
get back to normal next week.
Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Mike
Both
and
from PAX East, though.
Devin.
That's kind of
from
cool.
PAX East. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really crazy.
Those were both of the eras in which I played Magic before this most recent one.
And what are you playing in this most recent era?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Graham.
You see what I did there? That's a segue.
Yeah.
There's a segue here?
Yeah, we get to write it afterwards if you're good.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
I will sit
Okay.
here quietly while Cam talks about magic cards.
So, as you may have heard, I have decided to play Standard because the F&M promos in July and August are really rad. We have a chance at Path to Exile and Serum Visions, which are both cards that I like.
So my plan is to just buy a playset and hoard them over Cam.
Right. And I've decided to be an honest man, unlike James, and actually play for them. And to do that, I need to play Standard, which I haven't done in a good long time. In fact, I don't think I've really played Standard enthusiastically since the time of the Great Cobblade Extinction event, when over 98% of brews went extinct.
Wow. That's been a while then.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've come up with a Sultai control deck that ramps into Villainous Wealth. And that's my plan.
Yes.
As you know, I'm an enthusiastic supporter of Villainous Wealth.
And you're going tonight, right?
Yes, I'm going tonight.
Sweet.
So your plan is to not win F&M, but guilt the shopkeepers to give you the promos because you went 1 and 4.
Well, at our LGS, you can get. I think they do 4 promos.
Yeah.
Every F&M.
They do, yeah.
2 are randomly assigned, and
Yeah.
the other 2 go to the top 2.
So
Yeah.
you can get one just by showing up.
Yep.
Yep. Which is what I'm doing, and in the meantime, I'm playing a rad deck.
That's true. And I mean that's important. Like
Yeah.
if you're just going to try to win these things and you're not having fun and you're playing a deck that you just took because it's winning the most, then what's the point, right? Like
Yeah.
go play, have a good time, and cast Villainous Wealth for 8.
So
Yeah.
what's remind the listeners at home what Villainous Wealth is doing for
Well,
you.
Villainous Wealth is a sorcery from Khans of Tarkir. It casts for black, green, blue, and X. Colorless mana. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of his or her library, which already has my attention because I used to play Mill. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. So this is what is colloquially known as Nemesis Wave.
Love it.
Yeah, so you blow away the top however many cards of the opponent's library, and any of the ones with a CMC of X or less, you may cast.
Yeah.
So this deck, incidentally, ruins the Abzan mid-range deck that's in Standard right now. And I think folds without firing a shot to a Tarka red aggro.
All right,
And
so
I'm
you've got
okay
your
with that.
you've got your 4 Villainous Wealths.
I've got my 4 Villainous
What
ones.
else do you have going on here?
I have a control package consisting of 4 dissolves, which is cancel with Scry 1.
Yep.
I have 4 Heroes Downfall, which murders a creature or destroys a planeswalker.
This alt art Heroes Downfall, by the way, is really cool.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen it.
No, it's from the
Clash packs.
the Clash pack upstairs.
Oh,
in point of
nice.
fact, because I needed a 4th one.
Nice.
So I've raided the
Fair
Lure
enough.
stores.
You
Thank you very much,
pillager.
Lure.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
one.
it's that one.
Really
it's
cool.
quite pretty.
And this one's foil, so it's extra pretty.
Yeah.
I've got like a draw package of 4 Anticipates and 2 Dig Through Times.
Dig through time.
What else am I playing in this? I have 4 Sultai Charm in order to deal with things like Whip or Courser of Krufix, or draw cards or kill things that I need to get killed.
Because Sultai Charm, of course, is black, green, blue, instant, and you get to either destroy a monocolored creature, destroy an artifact or enchantment, or draw 2 cards and discard a card.
I'm never sad to see a Sultai Charm.
No kidding.
And it runs 4 Courser of Krufix.
Yup.
Play with the 2/4 for 1 green.
Because this is standard, of course.
Yep.
And
So
every deck, I think, plays Courser Perfects.
unless you're playing red.
Yes, exactly.
Or the Esper Dragons deck. So if you're unfamiliar with Courser of Krufix, play with the top card of your library revealed. If the top card of your library is a land, you may play that land. And when a land comes into play under your control, gain 1 life.
Notably, that doesn't let you play an extra land.
No.
It's similar to Oracle of Mildaya from Zendikar block, but Oracle lets you play an extra land. This just means if the top card of your library is a land, you can play that as your land for the turn. But you always want to play it off the top of your deck if you have the option.
Yeah.
Because it just draws you into more stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like having Future Sight, and Future Sight is a great card.
It's exactly like Future Sight.
Exactly like Future Sight. It cantrips your lands. What's not to love? It cantrips your lands only for other lands.
So
And only if you can play more than 1 land per turn. To wit, I am playing 4 copies of Kiora, which is a lot like playing 2 copies of Explore. So I have 8 copies of Explore in this deck, which is so good, it should be banned. It's actually not that good. Kiora I love.
What all does Kiora do?
Kiora has is a planeswalker for 2 blue, green. She comes into play with 2 loyalty, so she's fickle. She can't take a punch, but what she does do is she +1s to make a target creature not deal or receive damage until the end of your until the beginning of your next turn.
We call that bubbling.
Yep. So she bubbles something. She can make one of your creatures indestructible. She can make one of your opponent's creatures not do anything, which is handy. Don't do it on Thunderbreak Regent. That's a bad move, as I've as I recently found out.
Because Thunderbreak Regent is whenever you target it, or any dragon actually, with that the controller has with a spell or ability, it deals 3 damage to you.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, it's opponent controls?
Right, Kiora can't
yes.
protect one of your own creatures.
Right, okay. Forget everything I just said. I've never used it that way anyways.
No, you use Kiora to protect you.
Yeah.
From there.
Well,
Yeah,
to
you
protect
bubble a big
Kiora.
threat.
Yeah.
Her -1 ability is Explore, which is a green card. But the ability is draw a card. You may play an extra land this turn, which is primarily what I use her for.
So you just play her on 4 mana, -1 her to draw a card and play an extra land, and just assume that she's going to die.
Yeah, she almost always gets like Hero's Downfall.
But that's fine.
Because she's actually, if she lives for a few turns, her ultimate at -5, which is dead cheap, is you get a emblem with, at the beginning of your turn, put a 9/9 Kraken creature into play under your control.
Which is, I guess, your alt win condition for this deck.
Yes.
I said this to you the other day. I love the sheer optimism that you have 2 different Kraken tokens sleeved in your deck box.
I have actually ultimated her playing against a Jeskai Winds deck and the Abzan mid-range deck.
Sweet.
Yeah,
So
because
if a deck just sits there, or I guess if you get to Villainous Wealth enough of their stuff,
Yeah.
and you're just in this board stall,
Yeah,
and then you're
or-
like, well, I'm just going to sit here and ultimate Kiora.
yeah, or if it is, if you're sitting across from a Courser of Krufix with your own Courser of Krufix in play, and they resolve and a Rhino, then Kiora just bubbles the Rhino
Yep.
until
And you just sit there and dissolve their heroes' downfalls and keep Kiora alive.
yeah. So that can work.
And who's Kiora's friend?
Kiora's friend is Liliana Vess.
Oh, hey.
So this is my own secret tag. I'm not sure this deck is actually any good. It's probably way too dirtly to actually do anything.
I love it.
I'm
I think it's
entertained
great.
by it. Liliana Vess is
I love a good
OG
brew.
Planeswalker. Originally saw print in Lorwyn. For 3 black. She comes into play with Loyalty 5. Lily has your back. Her +1 ability, opponent discards a card. Or target player discards a card, which can hit you.
If you
if you
so
need to.
desire.
Her -2 is search your library for a card, put it on top of your... Or search your library for a card, shuffle your library, put it on top. Which, big combos with Cursor of Krufix. If you need to hit a land, you just hit a land, put it off the top. And her -8 is put all creature cards in all graveyards into play under your control. So Liliana and Kiora are actually kind of my win conditions, apart from Villainous Wealth. I really like the idea of playing a deck that had no win condition other than your opponent's deck. I wanted to build a deck that was almost entirely parasitic.
I like that. The problem being.
That's not very good.
Yeah.
That's actually like...
I realize with her
Awful.
+1, you could totally be in a situation where you have 7 mana and you play, and you have 7 mana and you have 3 cards in your graveyard. Play Liliana, +1 her to make you discard a card so that you can cast Dig Through Time
Yep.
with Delve.
And it's full of
That's
fun
a good
little
turn.
plays like that.
That's a fun turn.
I like a standard environment where I can do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
That is a fun standard environment.
That's a particularly cool Liliana Vest, by the way. That's from that's from the Jace
That's
Garrick
from-
versus Liliana duel decks.
And it was also a,
that's the special one. That's the magic.
That was the Duel of the Planeswalkers.
Yeah, that's what that was. The Garrick versus Liliana alt art. I actually don't like that much. This is sweet.
So any sweet plays that I've done with this deck, opponent was playing Courser of Krufix, revealing Elspeth, Sun's Champion on the top of the deck.
Yep.
I get to 10 mana and Villainous Wealth.
Villainous Wealth for 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's the least you ever want a Villainous Wealth for, right? Like, probably...
I guess
It
it depends on
the
it
deck
depends
that
on
you're
the-
playing.
yeah,
if you're
Against-
facing like Rabble Red or something.
Yeah, against Rabble Red, like you can Villainous Wealth for 3.
yeah.
that hits all the Rabble Masters. That hits all their
It's-
creatures.
It hit Rabble Masters. It hit Burn Spell. It hits Burn Spells. Preferably against that deck, you want to Villainous Wealth for 4.
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
can,
you want to
because
dig a
that
little
also
deeper,
hits
right?
Oh, Stoke.
Thunderbreak Regent and Stoke.
Yeah.
I know the deck isn't explicitly called Rabble Red anymore, but I was just thinking of Rabble Masters
against,
in my head.
Yeah, against the red deck that is
Yeah.
playing it's playing Rabble Master, Swift Spear, Zergo. The ones I've been fighting have been playing Thunderbreak Regent. I don't know if that's part of that deck or not, but it's good.
Yeah. A
The
4/4 flyer for 4 that lightning bolts you
bolts.
when you try to kill it.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
The other, so 4 is an important threshold. 7 is another one because it hits Atarka, who is, if you Villainous Wealth into Atarka, that's game.
Because you get to play Atarka, kill their not that guy,
Atarka Dragonlord
Dragonlord Atarka.
or
sorry.
Dragonlord Atarka.
You get to
Wrath their boards, and you have an 8/8 flying trample.
seems decent.
yeah. Because you get to cast spells off of Villainous Wealth too. It's not just permanents.
Yes.
Yeah.
So any burn spells you hit in the red deck, you presumably just kill their creatures.
Yeah,
And then I guess if you have any left over, you dome them.
yeah.
And then you get creatures yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I love Villainous Wealth. I would have never thought to play it in Standard. This seems sweet.
Yeah, I'm hoping it does something. The other deck that I had been playing in Standard was the Waste Not deck, which
Oh, Waste Not.
took down GP Southern United States in February.
I didn't think it took down a GP. I think it took down something else.
Oh,
A PTQ?
Yeah,
A
I think it was a
PTQ?
PTQ.
It,
Oh,
won, it
okay.
won something.
It won. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it won
Yeah.
something, but it was definitely not a. I don't think it was a GP.
yeah,
Could be
no,
wrong
okay
on
then.
that, It's a fun little deck, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a fun little deck, and it's called Waste Not, in spite of the fact that the Waste Not is largely incidental to it, in my experience. The Waste Not is there to get value. You're not playing... The deck plays Waste Not and Dark Deal.
Yeah.
And Dark Deal is both players pitch their hands and draw cards equal to the number of cards they discarded -1.
So Waste Not, before it goes away from the screen, it's 1 and a black for an enchantment. Whenever an opponent discards a creature, you get a 2/2 zombie. Whenever an opponent discards a land, you get black to your mana pool. Whenever an opponent discards a non-creature, you draw a card. So the idea is you have Waste Not, and then you cast Dark Deal. So you cast Waste Not on turn 2, then Dark Deal on turn 3. They discard 5 cards out of their hand.
Right.
You get a bunch of mana, some zombies, and you draw some cards.
Yeah, that sounds sweet, right?
That's awesome.
And as it turns out, the deck is not playing Dark Deal to get value off of Waste Not. It's playing Waste Not to get value off of the Dark Deals that you are casting, so that you can turn 3 cast Gurmag
Angler.
Yeah.
and Tassiger.
Right.
It is not a Waste Not deck. It is a Tassiger deck. Which, when I found it out, it became way less fun.
It's like I thought I was playing
Right,
against
because
this
you
dirtly
cast
enchantment.
Dark Deal
Yeah.
on turn 3. If you hit a
land.
land, you can cast Tassiger off of the rest of your hand that you've pitched.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you also do things like cast, you use Sign in Blood to refill your hand.
Right.
Sweet.
To Dark Deal again to refill your graveyard.
Wow.
And it plays 8 fetch lands and only 5 basics
Yeah.
just to throw them in the bin.
Yeah. So I've got a question about your new deck, the Villainous Wealth deck. That's your main 60. What's in your board? And
Well,
why?
really quickly, I
sorry.
want to just go over the
Oh,
land
right,
base.
the land
just,
base.
Just so people know
Yeah.
what it is.
The land base in this is actually the weak point, because Courser of Krufix on turn 3 for double green, into Kiora on turn 4 for green-blue, into Liliana on turn 5 for double black is theoretically achievable.
Yeah. So you're doing that by playing 4 Opulent Palace, 4 Polluted Delta, 4 Temple of Deceit, 4 Temple of Mystery, 2 islands, 3 swamps,
and 4
and 4
forests,
forests.
which is the most land I've played in a deck for a very long time. Usually I play decks that play 16 land.
in limited.
Constructed.
In constructed?
Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So how does this land base work out for you? Is this good?
It's super awkward most of the time.
What,
but usually,
what would you prefer? Like more fetch lands?
I would really love, instead of the polluted deltas, to be playing Misties.
Oh, Misty Rainforest. You can go looking for an island or a forest
Yeah, Misties or Verdant Catacombs.
instead of the polluted deltas.
Yeah.
Or in. Oh, okay.
Or get rid of the temples are really nice to scry
Yeah.
with Courser of Krufix.
What about the Opulent Palace?
They're slow.
They're slow, but it's really nice to have all three on at once. I think they might actually be secretly the best card in the deck.
All right, cool.
Because you can't get to double green on turn 3, or you can't get to Courser mana, Dissolve mana, or Hero's Downfall mana without the Opulent Palaces.
Yeah.
Right.
Really.
So what about this is I don't know how to build standard decks. This is me spitballing. What if you lost a Delta and one of each temple for 3 Misties? Would that work?
Possibly. I mean, we'll probably get the Misties back in Battle for Zendikar, but then the temples are going away anyways. I was actually thinking about playing the Gain lands from Khan's block.
Oh yeah.
Playing there's the Thornwood Falls.
The green blue one.
Yeah. Thornwood Falls and the Golgari colored one. Not polluted jungle.
Oh, Jungle Hollow.
Jungle Hollow. I was thinking about putting those in. Just because the mana is super awkward. But it can happen.
Sometimes.
About 1 in 3.
That's the end of the
yeah.
sentence. It can happen.
It can happen. And it does happen.
That's more important.
Yeah, but it is not reliable.
Right.
All right, what's your sideboard?
Sideboard right now is 4 Bile Blight.
Yep.
Right, which is good against.
It's good against Rabble Master. It's good against. I've actually seen the raddest play I saw watching people play Standard was somebody swinging with Silumgar the Drifting Death
Oh yeah.
into somebody else's Silumgar, putting the the -1/-1 on the stack from
Yep.
attacking with while Silumgar's on the table with a dragon.
Right.
So the opponent's Silumgar goes to 2/6. Silumgar the Drifting Death assigns damage because, of course, you block with it.
Right.
Bile Blight your own Silumgar. Because
Oh, yeah.
killing the opponents.
What? What? Target creature can all other creatures with the same name, and their creature has hexproof, but your creature also has hexproof, so you can target your creature.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Isn't that a rad play? I can never do that play.
You lose your own Silumgar, but
No, you don't. Because it's only had 2 damage done to it and loses 3
oh
toughness.
wow!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, isn't that sweet?
That's super cool.
I can't do that, but I can kill a lot of goblin tokens with this. So
That's
that's
good.
nice.
That seems relevant for your deck.
Negate. 3 negates. 3 Omen Speakers, which I think...
Omen Speaker.
Scry 2,
I love
having a
Omen
1/3
Speaker.
body.
Yeah.
Important to survive early game against like
Mono red.
Swift Spears
Yeah.
and Zergos. These guys will die, but that's better than me dying. I think they should probably be Gurmag Lurkmurkers. Merc Lurkers.
what?
Not Gurmag.
Drowners?
No, Merc Lurker. The 1/3 from M14
Oh,
or M15.
Jorobai Merklurker.
Jorabai Merc Lurker. Lurk Merker.
Merc.
Okay, we need to stop saying lurker merkers.
Morabai
There it is.
Lurker.
It's a 1/3. Gets +1/+1 as long as you control a swamp. And for 1 of the black, target creature gains a lifelink until end of turn.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to find any.
Oh, well, also these guys cost 3. The Omen Speakers
Yeah.
are only a 2-drop.
The current standard meta is reasonably slow,
That's
and
good.
the lifelink will help dig you out to a certain extent. I don't know.
Why did you...
Jorabai Schlam Creature. Slam Creature.
Wow.
reading
Why
the
is
German-
that not
that's a-
the actual
Yeah,
name?
that's a much
reading-
better name.
For those who can't see the video, we're reading the German one. Wait, go back.
Predatore della
Now we're into the
Melna di
Spanish.
Jorubai.
All right.
Is literally in German called Jorabai Schlam Creature.
Yeah.
Schlam.
Schlam S.
How would you actually pronounce it though? Like Schlamkrecher?
L-A-M-M-K-R. It's one word. Kriecher. Schlam Creature. That's amazing.
I need those now. I need to order 4 German Jorubai Schlam Creature
That's really good.
All right, what else
in
you got?
foil. I have 2 Dran and Sorrow because I've only been able to find 2 Dran and Sorrow. I don't know where my 3rd Dran and Sorrow is.
All right.
Dran and Sorrow, all creatures get -2/-2 until
Yep.
end of turn. Scry 1. Really important against, again, the aggressive red decks and the blue-white heroic deck, which I've seen floating around.
Really? It's back.
Yeah, and that's really nice because they can't God's Willing or Cat Planeswalker. What's his name?
A Johnny?
Johnny?
Johnny's Presence out of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which that deck plays a lot of.
It
Okay.
would.
And then 3 Foul Tongue Invocations against Esper Dragons, because everything they play has hexproof. I don't know if you've seen this deck or not. But they play Ojutai Dragonlord, who has hexproof as long as he's untapped.
Yep.
And
Silumgar
Drifting Death.
But they only have like one thread out at a time.
Basically,
And you just like pitch it.
the sweet play I had with this card, and see if you can follow this play, was opponent resolved Silumgar Dragonlord, who mind controls when he enters the battlefield. Like takes control of or target creature or planeswalker comes under your
Right.
control. With the ability on the stack, Foul Tongue Invocation to kill Silumgar. And then because it's the new templating for that ability,
You get your thing back.
I get my thing back instead of it being theirs forever.
Cool.
Sick plays.
Love it.
Sick plays.
And then I also have my Kiora emblem.
Nice.
Of course.
And your 2
and
Krakens.
my 2 Kraken.
Because
Nice.
you gotta.
Yeah.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, like you.
I mean,
It's
I would
only
put
5 loyalty.
I would
I
put
know.
I would put at least 6 of those in there because that's just you just gotta
Yeah.
hope,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Hope for the best.
Like first, you get Kiora lives for 3 turns.
Yep.
And not just lives, but thrives.
yeah.
And then you have the game will go on for like 6 or 7 more turns at that point, slamming Kraken.
Yeah, you should have like the 6 Kraken tokens, and the first thing you do, you should sit down and just like put the 6 Kraken tokens down on the table, and then start shuffling
So-
the deck.
Yeah.
just like as an intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
play.
mind game.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, this deck looks sweet. You'll have to let us know how it goes.
I'm anticipating 1 and 3.
Well, I hope you get your promo code.
I hope you
Me
go
too.
2 and 2.
Well, thank you, James. I've been improving steadily at Standard as I learn the meta.
That's good. Someone around here should know Standard because the rest of us are garbage at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of do enjoy working with a limited palette of cards.
That's why I like
That's
limited.
why I like limited.
Well, yeah, but I also like being able to decide what I play instead of just having it kind of like
Fair
come
enough.
to me
Fair
through the Tao. But I mean, Standard always runs the risk of just being a stack of whatever the 60 best rares are, because that's also what happens when you don't have many cards to choose from.
Well, you'll show them tonight.
Yeah,
but that's
I'll
not the case.
Play straight garbage and win a couple of matches. I anticipate losing a lot of matches in 3 as people are like, what does this card even do? But
no,
yeah.
the deck's full of good cards.
yeah, so I'm either calling it Eclipse Phase,
Oh yeah.
which is a sentence I learned from a role-playing game that I like, but it is the phase during a viral infection where a host cell is infected but has yet to begun to express symptoms of infection because it's a parasitic deck that can't win on its own.
Okay.
Infected, but they don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Mean Girls deck featuring Liliana, Kiora, Courser of Krufix with the byline, "Get in, losers, we're going ramping."
Yeah, that's better. I like that. That's really just in your face. Like
I love
it
it.
doesn't really leave much to the imagination. The other one's just like, that's a thinker.
Yeah.
Mean Girls deck is just like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's
because-
great too because they spend all their villainous wealth and they buy so many cool things from the opponent.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
Well,
in, losers,
because that
we're
movie
going
had that,
ramping.
like, they had the book
Yeah.
that was the gossip on
Yeah,
everyone.
burn
Yeah.
book.
And also, that puts your opponent into being Lindsay Lohan.
That's true.
Yep. Mind games.
Okay.
We're not talking like Parent Trap remake Lindsay Lohan or Herbie Lindsay Lohan. We're talking like late era Lohan.
Yeah. The
That's
the
so-
final Lohan.
So wait, so not Mean Girls Lohan? Because that Lohan's cool.
that's how you-
Wow. Holy hell, Paul! Paul with a sick
Son of a bitch. Paul.
survey the wreckage up on the screen for all
Wow.
you listeners at home only.
And suddenly, like, we get a nasty letter from Lindsay Lohan being like, "What did I ever do to you guys?"
Nothing, Lindsay. You were
And our
you were a
Patreon
fine,
drops by
fine woman.
$10.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing if Lindsay Lohan was a patron.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. And you just ruined that for us, Paul.
That was amazing.
Damn it!
That was amazing.
Over the line, Paul.
Are you kidding? That's awesome. I want more of that.
Oh dear. I feel bad for even following it up, but I guess we should talk about our streamer event a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
we should.
right, yeah.
I hope you're keeping well, Lindsay. Yeah, we played a streamer event on yesterday. I know what day of the
Well,
week it
yesterday
is.
for when we were recording this, yes.
Yeah, so for you, who knows? Previously, we've done for the last couple sets being released on Magic Online. We've done a preview streamer draft before the deck actually comes out officially. We like on Wednesday or Thursday we'll do a stream, and then the set comes out on the Friday. This time, this was for Modern Masters 2015, and it was after obviously the set had come out, but they still wanted to do a thing. So it was just for fun. So they had 2 pods fire on Thursday. Our pod was ourselves, Julian23. I actually don't know I still don't know his last name.
Nope.
Neil Oliver from Channel Fireball. Halmph, Paul Cheon. Kenji Egashira, Numa the Nummy. What's Elantris's name?
Athena.
Elantris. I'm sorry. I only just met her at GP Vegas, actually, which was nice. Who else was in here? Frank Lepore.
Yep. Is that 7?
Did I count wrong?
There was us and Justin and Kenji,
Julian,
and Kenji and Cheon and Elantris,
Frank,
and I don't remember.
Why are we so bad at this?
Yeah, we're bad. We're terrible people. Anyways, there were 8 of us.
Yeah. And we were drafting Modern Masters 2015.
Yeah.
And we, in the first pack, we were able to see that blue-white artifacts was super open. We wheeled Glass Dust Hulk out of our first pack.
Whoa, what?
And then we saw like just Rusted Relics flying by and Ethercast Knights and stuff like this. Like the deck was like super, super open. And we were like, should we jump? Should we jump? Should we jump? And we didn't. And I'm glad we didn't, because Kenji and Frank both then jumped in on that deck in pack 2.
Yeah.
Ha. Mind games.
Yeah.
We went all in on sort of the green-white token.
First pick Nest Invader.
Yeah, first pick Nest Invader was... I mean, that's like... The pack was...
It's not a good pack. It was a perfectly defensible first pick.
Yeah, like, because the Hulk was in the first pack.
Yeah.
And, I mean, maybe if we had taken it, then that the artifact deck, the Affinity deck, wouldn't have been quite as open, and maybe Kenji and Frank wouldn't have jumped in, but...
It wouldn't have been open because we would have been taking a lot of it.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Like we opened Argent Sphinx
but,
and stuff.
But taking... I'm not a big fan of taking that kind of card first.
No.
It just shoehorns you into it. So you take something like Nest Invaders, and it works really well in basically any green X deck there is.
Yeah,
right?
Nest Invader is really good. It shines the most in the green-white token deck, but it can work very well in the green-black sort of sacrifice deck. And honestly, just green-red sort of rampy stompy, it also does fine in. So we're like, you know what? We'll take Nest Invader. And the deck we ended up with was real fun. We only had. Do we have one scatter? We only had one scatter.
Yeah, we only had one scatter with seeds.
But we had 2 copies of Sunlance, which is like a white lightning bolt at sorcery speed. Scatter the Seas is really important for this deck, and
especially when you had 2 Raise the Alarms, which let you cast
3 Raise the Alarms.
Oh, did we have 3? Oh yeah, that's right. We did have 3, which allows you to cast Scatter on turn 3,
assuming you draw your forest.
Yeah,
correctly.
which is pretty sweet.
So yeah, because it's what you do is turn 1 you play a land. Turn 2 you either play Nest Invader or Raise the Alarm, so that you have 2 creatures and 2 lands. Then turn 3 you play a 3rd land, and then you've got 3 land and 2 creatures. That's 5 mana sources to convoke, Scatter the Seeds. So then you untap on turn 4, and you've got 5 creatures in play.
They're all 1/1s, but
they're all 1/1s or 0/1s from the Eldrazi spawn.
Yep.
Then you use something like Fortify. Fortify is the best. We also had an Overwhelm that we ended up boarding out a lot because it was really expensive. And we got 2 Sigil Blessings very late, and those are uncommon and very, very good. Sigil Blessing is an instant for white and green that 1 creature gets +3/+3, and all your other creatures get +1/+1.
Yeah.
And yeah, the games that we won, we were able to just like...
Well, one of the games we were able to play out, we had a Spectral Procession, which is white, 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 or white 2, white 2, white 2 hybrid. Put 3 1/1 white spirit tokens onto the battlefield with flying. And I can't remember which game it was, but we went for the win with attacking with all 3 of them, and then casting Fortify first.
Yeah.
And then once that resolved, and it didn't look like our opponent had any effects. I think this was against Frank in the end.
Yeah.
And then we cast Sigil Blessing.
Yeah.
Again, like on top of that, on one of the creatures to give everything essentially +3.
Well, we only had 2 spirits left, so it was...
Oh, yeah.
One spirit got plus...
5+0.
Yeah.
No, +5+3.
Yeah, and the other spirit got +3
3 +1. Oh, yeah, 3+1, yeah.
It was a lot of damage.
It was pretty hilarious. That felt pretty good. It probably wasn't the smartest play. Like, we could have very easily just fortified there, passed it back, and then Sigil Blessed on the next turn.
But we were pretty sure, it
it
turns out afterwards that we were correct. We were pretty sure that Frank was off his land.
Yeah.
In game 3, we faced Frank in the finals. We played against Julian 23 in the first round, and then Trumpet Man, which is Neil Oliver, in the second round, and then we went against Frank in the finals. And his deck just wrecked us in game 1.
Yep.
And then game 2, we had a very slow match for our deck, but we were able to eventually
That board state got large.
That board state got out of hand.
And we just won it on the back of this procession.
Yeah.
Because he just didn't have any way to deal with the flyers. So
yeah, and then game 3, he was basically just sitting on like 4 planes and didn't have any blue sources. It's one of those like,
well,
I feel like we're gonna win this, but not because we're actually playing Magic, but because
he's not
can't cast spells.
Yeah,
but hey, we get to double pump 2 spirits. It was fun.
Yeah, and we won.
Yeah,
and that's the first time
we 3-0.
That's the first time we've ever won one of these streamer events.
Yeah, it was super cool,
which felt pretty good. And then there was another one at 6, which included Doc, who won his event.
Oh, he did.
So now we need to grudge match it up.
That's his 3rd win.
Yep.
He does very well at this.
Yeah, he does do very well at this.
Doc's pretty good at limited, as it turns out.
Kenji and Shion went 1 and 2.
Did they even get to fight
like
each other?
a bunch of chumps? No, they didn't.
Oh,
because Kenji was 1 and 1 going into the final round, and Shion was 0-2.
I wonder how this is going to affect the Chion power rankings.
I don't think it affect. Well, they both went 1-2, so it doesn't affect it at all. I guess. I think Kenji's still the 4th best.
For those who are not in on this joke, Paul Chion, I don't even know who maintains this. Someone started as a joke the Chion power rankings to rank how different Chions are doing. So number 1 is Kyle, who's his kid, who is. Does he even speak yet?
No, he's like a 2, or like he's maybe like a year and a half. He's like 18 months old.
Yeah, exactly. So Kyle's top of the Chion power rankings.
Yeah, number 2 is his wife Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa's number 2, and is Kenji still number 3 on the Chion power rankings?
I had understood that Paul was number 3 and Kenji was number 4, but it flip flops quite a lot.
Yeah,
for some ridiculous reason.
So is Kenji an honorary Chion?
Yeah, to be fair, they are not related in any way, but they are both of Asian descent, and Kenji jokes a lot about how Paul Chion is his dad.
Daddy, specifically, which makes it a little weird.
Daddy Chion.
Yeah.
And now Paul Chion is in on that joke, and is Kenji was doing some sort of event, and Paul tweeted at him, like, make me proud, son, that sort of thing. But who else is on the rankings that's not even remotely Asian?
I don't
it's like
actually even
Efro's
know.
on there, I think.
Probably.
I don't know.
I'd like to think I'm on there somewhere. I'm 52nd.
Nice.
You're
just going to put that out there?
I'm just 52nd on the Chion rankings.
I'll let whoever's in charge of that figure out where the rest of us
Please
sit.
put me there. So
it's like list like 1 through 7 and then like ... and then just you at 52nd.
Yeah.
There's no ranking in between.
No.
You're on the list at 52nd.
I'll take it though.
So yeah. And that's I think what's up?
Oh, I just wanted to also critical design detail in this deck.
Of
Yeah,
course.
that's important actually.
The basics I am playing are the Veronique Megno Zendikar full art.
And they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I know. Look at these
They're
cards.
so nice. I love the Bubble Island. They're specifically by that
Artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her use of complementary colors in them is really strong. Like the orange and red in the island and the gold in the swamp. And
It's the Zendikar Island with the bubble.
Yeah.
With like the stasis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bubble
around there it
almost.
is.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I've got foils of these in my extended decks, or my eternal decks.
That swag value.
Sick. All right, can we go ride some segways?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sick.
The segways are in the parking lot, so
Cool.
let's go do that. That is not a thing. Until next time, remember that this show is brought to you by your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun.
Which we are not spending on segues.
Yeah, that's literally why I said that. I was like, someone's going to think we're serious and that we're spending their Patreon money on dicking around on segways in the parking lot.
I feel like as long as we filmed it, that would be fine.
That's true, actually.
It's the mystery box content.
Can you rent segways in town?
If you can, I don't know of a place, but I will look into it now.
Okay, we'll look into it. It supports not only Tap Tap Concede, but all the other things that we do on our YouTube channel and our Twitch streaming and everything. So check that out. We super value your support. And until next time, thank you for listening.